Well, I'm starved. Who wants some jambalaya?
Oh, hell yeah, give me some of that. After 5 years of waiting, Hazbin Hotel is finally out. The long dread wait is finally over, and it's here for everyone to see. So for those who don't know the story, once a year heaven will send a death squad of angels and kill demons for population control. Charlie, the daughter of Lucifer, wants to be able to help sinners and change their ways, help them get to heaven. 4 years later, it's finally on Amazon Prime, right next to classics like The Boys and Invincible. But you're probably wondering, is this show actually good or not? Well, today, I'm here to answer that for you, my friends. I'm going to do the first 4 episodes. I might do the other 4 later on. Spoiler warning here. If you haven't seen it, click off. If not, here we go. Episode 1. This one was always going to be a little bit weird. You can either remake the pilot or make the first episode feel like the second. They chose option B. Charlie has to get herself ready to do a meeting with Adam. Meanwhile, plot B has Vaggie and everyone else trying to make a commercial for the hotel. Things go wrong at the meeting with Adam, and big surprise, the extermination is happening sooner than expected. Someone managed to kill an angel, so they're coming back in 6 months. Overall, this is a little messy for the first episode. This is not a bad episode, but if you've never seen the pilot before, I am so sorry. There is so much going on, there's no time to explain. Who are these people? What is happening? I wish they could have made it easier for new time viewers, but for the old ones, it's okay. We could have used a little more interactions, but for 20 minutes this isn't half bad. The voice actors did well, and I think they're doing just as good as the old ones. The new animation we can argue day and night about, but I think what it comes down to is personal preference. Adam and Lute were interesting, but I just don't like how they curse so much. Like we get, you're supposed to be the big bad hypocrites, but there's other ways of insulting people. They're basically just proving that all Vivzy Pop knows is cursing. Also, why did they change Adam's design? We had this badass Count Dooku Tim Burton looking dude teased in the pilot, and what do we have now? I like how they made a callback to the original pilot with the style, but what they did with it caught me off guard. So let me get this straight. Back at the beginning of time, Lucifer got shamed because he was being creative. Adam and Lilith were married, but Adam was being a dick, so Lilith left him. Lucifer and Lilith got together and they fell in love. Then they tempted Eve into eating the apple, and that's how they get kicked out of heaven? Pretty sure things went differently in Genesis. And now that Lilith left the And now that Lilith left for the milk 7 years ago, Charlie's practically running the show by herself. Yeah, this could have been written a lot better. My first viewing of this got me a bit confused questioning this, but then I thought, wait a second, this sounds too good to be true. This has to be something they told her when she was young. There's more than meets the eye here. So this is going to be an interesting mystery for the show. The songs are alright. Look, I'm not a big fan of musicals, so coming from me, this ain't half bad. I think the only other issue I have is the camera work. For some reason, a lot of movies and TV shows had this camera shake issue for a few years now, most notably with Disney. But you wouldn't expect that issue with animation, right? Wow, Twitter was right. It's not a deal breaker though, just a small issue, but like I said, if you've seen the plot before, this is an okay episode. Could have been better, it wasn't half bad. 7 out of 10.
I have 70 alternative accounts!
Ah yes, video killed the radio star. Where episode 1 felt like an awkward race to the finish, this one actually feels like the stuff we signed up for. We meet the 3 Vs, Vox, Valentino, and Velvet. Vox figures out that Alistair has returned after 7 years, and he's not happy about it. Wait a minute, 7 years? Like Lilith? We're gonna have to write this shit down for later. Anyways, those two have beef the entire episode. Not really, it's just one-sided. Meanwhile, that funny snake dude, Sir Pentious from the pilot, is back, and he's ready to take out the hotel.
Face my wrath! Oh shit! Skip it up!
Well, that was quick. Vox gets the good idea to hire Sir Pentious to get into the hotel. He goes back, and everyone basically sees through him except Charlie. They go back, they do some social exercises, and Pentious does pretty well. He feels like part of the family. Later on, Angel catches him and he blows his cover. Vox tells Pentious to piss off, and now he's sad. Then Charlie manages to help him out and actually gets him on board with the whole redemption plan, and then the episode ends. Honestly, this was a pretty good one. Pacing in the story felt much more relaxed and toned down. This episode was also funnier, like there were a few scenes that got me laughing good. I love the whole duet with Fox and Alistair. Villains fighting villains will always be badass. I love the music in this one much more than the first one, and it's honestly pretty good. I really love Penchance. He's a goofy, he's sincere. He's got those little egg minions too. Him being the first to actually try and be helped into heaven was a good choice. Besides that evil genius at the end of the day, all he wants is just to be a part of something, you know? It's interesting to see a good chunk of the episode have the villains be the main focus. Vox is pretty entertaining where he's doing advertisements or dealing with the other two. Velvet was pretty cool. I was not expecting her to have that voice. Since she's the pop star, you'd normally expect someone younger, more high-pitched, but instead we just get Mad Maggie. Overall, I generally love this one. I hope we get more episodes like it. Going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Epic rap battles of his.
Alright, this one's going to be a bit confusing. Since Sir Penchance is trying to be good, he has to give up all of his weapons, including the little egg boys. Alistair manages to watch over them in the meantime, and he goes to a meeting with the overlords. Over there, they debate and argue about the extermination and about the dead angel. Velvet from the last episode is arguing and debating with Carmilla. They have an epic rap battle, and then the meeting ends. The other half of the episode follows Vaggie trying to do trust exercises with the group. Vaggie and Charlie get into an argument, she has a mental health crisis, then BAM! Another musical number. We cut back to Carmilla and it's revealed that she was the one who killed the angel. Her and Vaggie have a duet, everything becomes good again, and the episode ends. Overall, this episode is just too crowded. So with Vaggie's plot point, I think this should have been a problem tackled much later on. Her working on trust issues is a good arc for her, but then they turn it into her questioning her purpose. But here's the thing. We really don't know much about her. She's Charlie's assistant, the two are dating, she gets pissed at everything, and Charlie calms her down. That's all we know. A little spoiler for episode 4, but Husk says she hates herself, and it's just like, huh? I wish we knew that. It feels like something's missing here, and it just feels off. At least her musical number was pretty good though. Honestly, if they made this only about her opening up to people and bonding with everyone, that would have been fine. The second plot point was good though. I like how no one cared that Alistair was gone for a long time. Zestiel was pretty cool. Him and Alistair just walking around town while everyone was freaking out was kind of funny. The meeting was interesting. I love all the little unique designs everyone has. The song I didn't like at first, but it grew on me. The music is almost like a jump scare. They just don't build up on it in this one, it just pops out of nowhere. Now what makes me a little disappointed is the angel mystery. Are you telling me the most interesting mystery in this story right now gets solved in the 3rd episode?
Are you kidding?
Carmilla Cardio did it? We don't even know this person. You really had a good mystery going on, and it was none other than Carmelate. If we knew more about Caramel Pants and they revealed this much later on, it would have worked. I feel like if this episode was longer or just decided to cut out the second song but give Vaggie the time to flesh out his character and bond with the gang, it could have been better. That way, Carmilla could have had a big reveal later on, and it still could have been a good, grounded episode. 9 out of 10 for potential, but in execution, it was a 6.5 out of 10. Trigger warning for the following topics. Unlike the other episodes, I'm going to do something different. Let's just slowly dip our toes in and talk about the things I liked first. Keith David as Husk is the best choice we could have asked for. He was entertaining, he was chill. It's the voice of Spawn. You can't go wrong with Keith David. He could see straight through everyone and he's always honest and to the point. I like the dynamic between him and Angel. I know that people like to pair these two up a lot, and honestly, I ain't see it before this episode, but I could see it now. I'm just glad that Angel finally has someone to talk to and help him through his trauma. So time to rip off the band-aid. Long story short, someone leaked a music video in the 4th episode and it tackled the topic of SA. And out of context, that upset a lot of people. Constant arguing, accusations, and days later, the episode finally came out. Let me just say, this episode did not glamorize or encourage any of these things in any sort of way. I think they handled the poison scene alright, but this was deeply uncomfortable to watch. The scene before that really just gets more suspenseful and worrisome. Charlie means well, but by God, she cannot read the room at all. They really nailed Valentino as a villain, and you know if you hate a character that much, the voice actor did a good job. I have no idea why this dude has any fans. If you like villains, that's alright, a lot of us do. Just because you like a villain doesn't mean you would do what they did or support their actions. But some people online that generally simp for this guy, whether joke or not, it's concerning. Me personally, I want to give this dude the Omni-Man experience the more and more I see him. I'm kidding obviously, it's only a cartoon. What I do want to do is purchase a steamroller and use it on Valentino. Do not stop until he eats street pizza. But yeah, back to the good stuff. I'm pretty surprised Huska of all people was an overlord. I like how they explained his backstory and how Alistair managed to steal his soul. I love the little duet with Angel later on. He sings to him and lets him know that they're in this together and that everything's gonna be okay. Keith David still has that beautiful singing voice. Blake is a good singer, but someone told me he sounds like Phineas and now I can't get it out of my head. Last but not least, I love the apology Charlie gave Angel at the end. But yeah, a dark episode that's surprisingly good. 8 out of 10. Alright ladies and germs, we made it to the end. I think overall this show is not half bad. I love the chemistry and interactions between everyone. I love their attempts trying to world build. Somehow the songs are just as good as the pilot songs. I do have a few problems, but I could cover them in a later video. But all in all, I give the first half of this season 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.
Ab 5 Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ's spinning, I said my. Flash is fast, Flash is cool. Francois Sabah, Flash ain't no dude, and you don't stop. Sure shot, go out to the parking lot. And you get in your car and you drive real far, and you drive all night, then you see a light.